I don't want to waste your time, so it's gonna be a quick video. And this video, I'm gonna talk about premature ejaculation and how to permanently cure it. So, I'm 25 years old, and I had a phase of my life where I couldn't last for more than a minute while having sex with someone. And that period that phase lasted about a year. And that time I was 20 years old. I was in a really toxic relationship with a girl, with a woman who was the same age as me. And every time that we would have, an intercourse together, like a sexual intercourse together, I noticed that I couldn't last more than a minute. And it was really embarrassing. I was in so much shame, and I felt hopeless, and I felt like this is something genetic, I can't change it. And because of that, I started taking Viagra's, which is not healthy for everything, for your penis and for your psychology, basically, because you keep relying, like I kept relying on Viagra to have sex. And after about I think about 6 months after I broke up with my toxic girlfriend at the time, I actually stopped having premature ejaculation, like altogether. And I noticed that it's because whenever I had sex with my ex girlfriend, because it was in a toxic relationship, and that somehow, like, we're just actually not fit to be together, sex became a burden for me. Like, I had this thing called like performance anxiety, which is basically the stress that you have while having sex to perform and to satisfy the woman. And having that stress alone was actually the real problem. So if you approach sex as like as a burden, like what I was thinking of, what I was going on with my head at the time, that's when it kicks in. Like you're not able to maintain your erection for a long time because you're stressed, and boom, just like that, I would just ejaculate right away after like a minute, right? And then after I broke up with her, I didn't have sex with anyone for like 6 months, I would say. Maybe less, like 4 months, I'm not sure. And then I had sex again, and I still had a bottle of Viagra's with me. I took it with me because I was stressed still. Like I had like a trauma at that point. And I remember it very clearly. On that day, I had great sex that lasted, I would say, at least 20 minutes. And that's because I didn't have that same performance anxiety, and sex didn't feel like a burden with that woman. It felt fun. Like I was actually laughing, I was actually enjoying it. And that day changed my life because, like, it was like a revelation. Like, I was, like, it's like finding out, like, the first fire. Like, you're just so amazed at yourself because you just, like, you can actually have sex like a normal person, and the sex lasted more than a minute, which is like crazy for me at the time. And for you guys watching, I think you should see sex not as a burden, but more like a way to connect with your partner. Or maybe think of it like a sport, because sometimes if I think about sex as a cardio workout, I notice I actually last longer. Like I can even last longer than 30 minutes and not ejaculate. But instead I would take a break. I would of course lose my erection, but I wouldn't ejaculate at all. And then after like the short break, let's say 10 minutes or like even 5 minutes, I would be hard again. I would gain my erection and then I would continue the sex with the woman. And this shift in perspective, if you think about it, is actually life changing. And like I can talk for like an hour about it because of how amazing it is, and also because like as a young man at the time who thought, his life was just hopeless and that I would have it for the rest of my life, it really was it, like it's not just life changing, but like I was happy every day of my life. Like I was so grateful, and I was living like I was not living in fear of having sex at all. Like sex felt amazing and it didn't feel like a burden, you know what I'm saying? And the second thing that I want to talk about is about why I had that much stress at the time was because I told you, I mentioned it, I was in a toxic relationship. And the relationship was a on and off thing. So I would break up with her and then I would come back with her, break up and then get back together. And that creates this fear of losing her. So whenever we had sex, I always thought this was the last time we're gonna have sex. And I should and I must give her a good time. And that is the reason why I had the stress in me. So having sex with the right person will change all that, and you would actually have fun in bed. And having sex with the wrong person, you're not gonna have fun at all. It's gonna be a burden, and you're gonna be constantly in stress. And to be honest, the relationship will just probably end, right? I mean, it's not just because of the bad sex, but because you're stressed all the time, which also affects your sex life. So, yeah, that's the video for today. And thank you for watching until the end. And I apologize for um, not being able to tell the story like in a very structured manner. To be honest, guys, I actually wrote bullet points on this, and I'm trying to like follow it. I am following my bullet points, but like my transition from one point to another needs some needs some improvement. And thank you guys for watching again, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.